Okay, let's go. Let's go. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's just that, Okay. I'm going to mute myself so there's no echo.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
That is unbelievable.
Mhm.
That is really one of those situations that changes your whole life in an instant.
Not only George, I sent you the link in case you want to join us for the because we're going to talk about all kinds of things. But I just could not. Pat, I just thought you have no idea. I've been dying to talk about. Yes, George, you are amazing. Yes, I sent you the link on WhatsApp if you have the time to join us. But I mean, this guy, at least be bloody discreet. If you're gonna
Yeah,
cheat, don't parade the mistress at a Coldplay. I am so glad. I mean, this guy cannot be very smart. What do you make of that, Pat? I mean,
I just think did they not know that they had a jumbotron and that their image could possibly be shown on the jumbotron? Like, did that never cross his mind to do that? And if you're going to be with that person, certainly don't stand there hugging each other. Why be all hugged up? It's so irresponsible to, first of all, go to such a public place where you could be exposed. Second, you're the CEO. You don't have affairs with the HR director.
well,
Like that,
apparently you
you
do.
don't do, right?
But apparently you do.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then the poor wife and the children of this man to find out. Now, she already is
That's
divorced.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And
Yeah,
George
to
is
do
right.
that.
George Translator saying there's nothing worse than a man who breaks his oath. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's so humiliating for the wife and the kids. Have you seen the memes?
Yeah, I've seen people recreating what happened. See, they should never have even reacted that way. I think that's part of the problem as well. I think had they not reacted that way and just act as if, hey, it would have only been within the people that were at the concert. Now, maybe someone at the concert would have saw them, but that was a slight chance of that happening. But the way they reacted exposed it to the whole world, and now they've gone viral. And like what can you do now? I mean, it's really one of those situations. Like I said, it changes your life forever in an
And not only that,
instant.
this is the thing. That means that they felt so comfortable about their cheating. And this is what happened to people like that. They get too comfortable,
Yeah.
because that means that because she's been working there for 8 months, for them to get so comfortable to go to a very public place. And I was saying earlier before you came in, I would have gone to the mosh pit, where everybody is banging there. You could have been in opposite ends of the whatever. You're together but not together kind of
What's
thing.
okay? So wait a minute. What is a mosh pit?
The mosh pit is all the people in front or by the speakers that you're standing up there, you're
Oh,
mixed with
right.
everybody. That's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
half deaf because I used to go to the mosh pit. I used to stand next to the speakers. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's just one of those things. Literally changed your life in an instant.
Yes, yes, yes. But I was gonna say, I mean, I felt so bad for the wife because she's divorced.
Well, so the lady in the video, the HR director, she was divorced like 3 months ago. So she had already been divorced, and it could have been because she's having an affair. We don't know. But the man was still married, of course. And the lady apparently took her name, Byron, off of her social media, her Facebook. And then she's just taken her whole Facebook down since. And there was a fake letter from the CEO that's making its rounds on social media. It is not from the CEO that got caught. What's
What
his
letter?
name?
What letter?
There's a letter from the CEO talking about getting caught. Like it sounds very authentic, but allegedly it's not even a real letter.
His name is Andy
Talk
Byron.
Yeah, so it's not real from what I've
Yeah.
heard.
So he was saying that he was sorry, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
He's sorry he got caught. I don't think he's sorry he was doing what
Yeah,
that he
sorry,
was
you got
bumping uglies.
Yeah, I mean, it's how irresponsible can you be? I mean, it's just so you're the CEO of this tech company and you are so public in front of the
Can you tell
world.
us? Can you tell us what the name of the wife is? I feel bad about her because apparently she did an Instagram post, but I thought she had deleted her social media.
Let me see.
Didn't she? The letter was blaming Coldplay. Oh my god! This is like blaming the police for arresting a thief. The thief blaming the police for arresting him for thieving. You know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that
you
is
know.
just
Oh,
something.
sorry. Like they have those cameras there all the time.
Yeah, I mean, did they not see other people being like exposed on the Gamatron?
And they're also in a very VIP area, so you're very likely. It's not the same when you're in the mosh pit. That if you were in the mosh pit, you could have been hanging around with everybody, and but hugging her like that, very intimately,
Yeah. And then you look at the girl that's standing next to them
she's
and
laughing her head off.
she works for them. She's like one of the senior executives there.
Oh, is she?
And so she knew about it.
But she's
Unbelievable.
laughing. She's not hiding. She's just
Because
laughing.
she's you know why? Because she's red-faced embarrassed. She's
I mean,
red-faced embarrassed by it.
um, I'm gonna say something, Maria Jean. Yeah, she knew he was married, but the guy who made the oath was the man. He made the oath to his wife. Clearly, this
Mhm.
woman is a skank. But the one who made the marriage contract is the man to his wife. So he's the one literally cheating. She,
Mhm.
because I just can't believe how stupid this guy is.
And
You know,
the video has racked up millions and millions of
53 million.
views.
The girl that recorded it gave an interview, and she's like, I didn't know. And you know what the girl said? She
What?
said, had they not reacted that way, I wouldn't even
Exactly.
pay attention to it.
Yeah, but the fact that they tried to think, "Oh, let me get off camera, move away," it's too late by then. So you might as well just stand there and act like nothing's wrong. Nobody knows that you're not each other's spouse, but how you reacted,
The
you gave it
man, the guy,
away.
Andy Byron, how he ducked like a coward. I mean, what an idiot.
So think about this. She'll never be able to work in HR again.
I don't think she'll be able to
Do,
work
do
anywhere really,
you know what you have to go through to get a job in HR?
at such a high level company.
The special training, the certification you go through, it's a big deal to become an HR rep. And now all of her training is out the window. And they were also saying that there's going to now be a very big investigation from this, looking at, company spending and policies around maybe trips they've taken together and making sure it wasn't on company money. Like from all of this, there's a huge investigation that's going to happen now from it. It's not over. And she's lost her job. She's already off of the website.
And also him, apparently, from what St. Elmo's Fire is saying, he resigned yesterday. And the thing is that there's a moral clause when you work in such high profile thing, guys, jobs. There's always a moral clause. And the reason I know, what I've seen something. Oh, but so what do they care if they were cheating? This is public image. It's PR. It's a
Yeah.
disaster for companies. This is why I talk, and we go back to Meghan and Harry. These people, and these are just CEOs of companies, but the
Yeah.
damage they do to the company, it's irreparable because nobody want to do business with a cheater. And the woman of HR is there to prevent these kind of relationships.
Exactly. You can't have relationships like this with people in the audience. I mean, people in the company. That goes against company policy. And here she is breaking one of the main rules of HR as the director. Now, the wife's name is Megan Kerrigan.
Megan Kerrigan, did you
Megan
find her?
Kerrigan Byron, yes. If you
Okay,
want, I
just
can send you the. Yeah, I can
no,
send you.
just share it. No, just share it, and
I'll
I'll
just
share
share it.
here.
Yeah, I'll
Uh-huh.
just share the link with you so you
Are you
all
on
can see
Instagram?
it.
Are you on Instagram?
No, I'm not on Instagram. I'm on just the New York Post website. But I can share my screen so you can see what I'm
No, I mean I
seeing.
wanted to say because they said that she made an Instagram post. What is her name?
She removed her Instagram. Her name is Megan Kerrigan, but she removed her post. So this is her right here. Um, this is the wife
Oh, she's really pretty.
with
Let me see.
with the
Oh,
two
she's so
children.
cute. Oh, she's so cute. On the
Yeah,
those are the kids. Or what is her name?
and this is the mistress.
This is this gang. Yeah. Let me see the
Hmm.
name. I can't read the name,
Her
Pat.
name is um hold on.
Megan. Yeah, I saw it. Go below, lower a little bit. Megan Kerrigan. Let me see. Did she remove her social?
No, the wife removed her social.
Oh no, no, no. There's one here right now. Let me show it to you. Maybe this is it. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe this is a fake account. I don't know.
let me see
But
what
it
you have.
says Megan Kerrigan Byron, one post.
No, that's fake. That has to
Yeah.
be fake.
Megan, one post, 1,473, zero following. Ooh, Megan Kerrigan. Let me see. But it says Megan Kerrigan.
Yeah, but see, her social media had like 300 and something followers, and she removed her
Okay, she
post.
made it private.
Yeah, that's
Megan
her,
Kerrigan, that's her. She made it private.
and
Oh,
she's gained a lot of followers since. Yeah, she didn't have that many followers.
I can imagine people want to say
I
things
mean,
so.
54 million people watched this. 54 million.
It's going up to 54, Pat.
It
Ugh.
was a lot of people.
Oh, it
I
is
mean,
brutal.
you talk about this should be a lesson for all. This should be a lesson. Um, yeah, you don't go to such public places with your mistress or, miss,
I
who you're
don't
having
know,
an
but
affair
this
with.
is really, really terrible, Pat. It's like, I was just like gobsmacked, like, I am just going to address this once because I don't know this lady Avid. Paula Avid just said that you and Megan Small made a cartoon of her dead husband. I didn't even know her husband was dead. I don't know this woman. I don't talk about her in my channel, nor have I ever. So if somebody's saying that, if this is true, that is a blatant lie. And that's
Yeah,
all I'm going to
someone's
say about this.
someone's trying to do something against you. It's terrible how people
The
like make
lies,
up lies.
but no, but these are vile lies.
That's
Okay.
vile. Think
That
about the
is a
person
vile
that
lie.
did the lie. Think about the person that makes up such a vile lie.
Yeah.
That's the worst of the worst. That's
I,
scum.
I don't even talk about this woman ever in my life. Even when I've been attacked on her channel repeatedly, I have kept my mouth shut about it for years. And I didn't even know her husband was there because I don't watch this person. I haven't spoken about this person at all. I did speak on a channel because I don't know if you know this, Pat, but Megan Smalls, I sent you the link. What her little boy was
Mhm.
threatened to be exposed, his picture and everything, by some
Mhm.
people. I mean, you don't do that about little kids. You
Yeah,
don't say that you're going to make it your life's mission to expose and destroy a little boy of 3.
that's terrible. I
You
mean,
know,
I don't understand the.
I don't know what's going on with these people, nor do I care to know. But that is not a right thing, especially in this environment. That you know how many lunatics. We were talking the other day about that YouTuber that got shot live.
Yeah.
And you know that
Mhm.
there's some people who follow blindly whatever, and they dogs Megan Small address.
Mhm.
You don't know who's gonna bang on your door, and then say that you're gonna expose a 3-year-old little boy. And I know that they're lying about me saying anything about this lady's dead husband because I didn't even know she had a dead husband. I don't know who she is. I've never
Mhm.
met her. I never done lives with her. I never done anything. So I don't know why she's talking about me. But
Mhm.
these are incredibly vile lies. These are like the lowest of the low. So
Mhm.
now I'm gonna move on from that because that's all I have to say about that. So okay, Pat. Netflix Netflix, because I saw your video.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix. Netflix is saying, you know what? I'm going to give it a new term, Megflix. You know, from Netflix to Megflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix.
Uh-huh.
Yes. It's a good one.
Yeah, I know that. Isn't that clever? It's 383 rating. I mean, I was, Pat, I am confused. I am absolutely confused because didn't Netflix say that they were one of the most viewed as ever? Megan was one of the most viewed shows there was.
Mm-hmm. So this tells me if they go ahead and air season 2 of this show, that
I'm sorry. It's just it was going to much.
like you're doing it to just do a favor, because you're certainly not doing it to make money. You're doing it for other reasons, you know? Yeah.
I think that Netflix, watching a Megflix now. This is what I call it, from Mexit, from Mexit to Megflix.
Mm-hmm.
I think Netflix is happening because, and I think that this was a plan. Let me know what you think, but that they left the comments. I remember that trailer. Ooh, child, those comments were brutal. Uh,
They were. They were very harsh.
Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious, Pat. And
Mm-hmm.
they left the comment section on purpose because I think they
Mm-hmm.
want to establish a case as
Mm-hmm.
to why. I mean, Megan said they're going to renew the contract in September. The contract expire in March. Why not renew it in March immediately if you're such a hit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
But why did Netflix lie? Who was planting those stories that this was one of the most watched shows? Was it Megan?
Yeah. So, what were the headlines exactly?
Well, the headlines is that's ever such a hit, most viewed. You know that everybody was watching it, but they never released the numbers. Do you have a headline there? But the problem is
You
now
see.
you only get the headlines. These ones, these are the only ones you get now.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm seeing really is the current news about how the ratings are in the 300. Now,
383. That's how the
383.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can see some reviews of it, and then how people were just talking about how it was really out of touch. It um Meghan Markle's new show is worth watching by the Every Mom. I guess some people have given it a good review. I don't see anything that talked about it being in the high rankings. Did you
But
see
this is
posts?
now. Before it was.
That's what I'm saying. Before, you saw headlines that said it was in the top. Well, we
Yeah.
did hear it in the top 10, I think the first week.
Yes, that's what
And
they
that
said.
and I think that could have been true only because it was a lot of people tuning in to see what it was going to be about. But then, like the second episode's third episode, that's when it became not so high on the ranking, and then just continued to go down. But the thing is that you need the momentum of sustainability to keep it at number one, and that did not happen. It's similar to when she did the Archetypes website, where she was uh, very high, outnumbering Joe Rogan. And then next episode comes out and then it goes down again. So there's no sustaining power behind the name of Megan. There's no way for her to continue doing something that's going to ever get past the second or third showing of it. The first one, yeah, because people want to see, well, what is it that she's going to do? Unless she comes with something that's going to be so interesting and so eye catching that people want to watch it over and over again, she'll never get that success. And I think her formula for success is what the Kardashians do. She's got to open her home up to her life with raising the children. That is a recipe for success. That's the only way.
Well, I'm sorry. Okay, okay. I gotta ask you though, Pat. Okay, I'm gonna do something that's a little bit naughty. Da 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 da
Mhm.
da da. Sorry.
Mhm.
I just came from the mountains. You know, when you come back to the city, it's oh, Sean, what is there? Okay, there we go. With Kirby Summers. You should, you know what, Pat? You should show again that interview you did with Kirby Summers, that the 6 degree separation uh,
Mhm.
with Meghan Markle and Kirby Summers and Jeffrey Epstein. You
Yeah.
know, what was I going to show? Oh, I know. Okay, I'm going to show these guys because I have to ask you, Pat. Okay, I'm going to share this, guys. You said that her show doing the kids, right?
Mhm.
Okay, which kids? And I'm gonna ask you not that she doesn't have kids. I'm gonna show you different kids that she
Okay.
has. We have this little girl that looks clearly unhappy with a life vest. This is another little girl that, according to her, that was taken last year. And then we have this big girl that looks like she's 10 years of age. This is not Meghan Markle's ass because she has no ass. This is another little girl with hair that looks like nobody is alien to a brush, you know. This is Archie, and we both know that they weren't at that hotel this year. This is Archie with almost black hair, and this little girl being blonde. I mean, which little girl are we talking about? And we're gonna touch on this story. Ah, I
Oh
know,
yeah.
I know. Remember when she went at that time 100? Remember the introduction she gave this woman? She said that Meghan Markle was one of the best shows.
Mhm.
She said it there.
Yeah. She did, and we know that that was just because she was on that show. I mean, she would have to say something like that, right? Because she's interviewing her.
But everybody was saying that at the time. Everybody was saying that. Let me see if I can find the people. This is why I ask you, which children could she do a show on?
Well, I don't know, the ones that she shows. Those are her kids, right? I mean,
Which ones?
uh, the girl in the video. Which one? I don't know. Pick one. Pick one. I mean, look. The only way they can have success is, and this is what Netflix has always wanted from them, is a fly on the wall type of show. That would be a very interesting show. I would love to see the interaction between Harry and Meghan with their children in their home, talking about their lives, leaving the royal family, talking about what it was like behind the scenes as a royal, talking about, why they left and how much better their lives are now that they have left. Like that would be interesting. And I think that would give them the kind of viewership that they would need for success. Do what the Kardashians do. They're your friends. Ask them to be a part of the show. Like they would bring their viewers to your show. It's a very simple thing to do, but we know Harry doesn't want to do that. But Meghan, I'm sure, wants to, but she can't because her husband doesn't want it. So there's conflict. They're not aligned in purpose, as I've always said. And when you're not aligned in purpose as a married couple, it's a recipe for disaster. Harry is going one way, she is going another, and they want different things. It's a matter of time before we see this couple going their separate ways,
Hmm.
on the world stage.
You think so, Pat?
Absolutely. What do you think?
I think I think that they have I think that my opinion is that they haven't been together for ages, that Harry's living in New York. He doesn't want to be around Meghan. And I mean, we are going to talk about the Oprah story, okay, guys? Because we have to talk about that Oprah BS story that it's so elaborate. You know what it reminded me of, Pat?
Mm,
It's like when they're making and they make up like Megan when she makes those awful lies about like the show, like when they were chased in New York and Meghan Markle with a were her clutching, she was picking up Archie, singing a lullaby as she dropped to the floor in pain. It's
mhm,
you know,
mhm,
I'm
mhm.
sorry. I know you don't want to say it, but I was. say it.
Say
Uh,
it.
I think it's a lie.
It is a lie. I think it is too. I'm sorry, it's what I think.
You know, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm going to show you this. This is some of the positive reviews that this woman was getting about that. Meghan Markle's Netflix show generates 10 million in media exposure for as ever. Loro Piana earns 1 million with her high low look. I can't. That's not. And it's like they were just focusing on positive. It's off. Meghan Markle as ever is off to a good start.
Mm-hmm. So they got to have this positive PR because they need it to try to overcome all the negative PR that they get, but it doesn't outweigh the harsh reality of what we see. I think you can't really come clean with everything until you atone for all the bad that you have done. There's so much that has happened since they left the royal family that they have just overlooked. How can you find redemption? How can you find a way to move forward and to have people look at you differently and to give you some grace if you're not willing to do the right thing and show some humility and ask for forgiveness for the wrongs that you have done? You can't just act like it never happened. You can't just ignore it. You have to really face head on the problems you've created. People don't forget. They're not going to forget. I mean, think about what she did to the late queen before she passed, right? Like, people are not going to forget that. So I don't care how much you think you're going to do and put out positive PR. You have a lot of atoning to do before you can move on to try to get people to look at you in a better light.
It's like I was thinking. You can. How can you have? What people were saying the other day? I was talking to somebody. What they're saying that Harry would never betray Meghan. Harry betrayed his grandmother. He betrayed his entire family. Once a traitor.
Always a traitor.
If Harry wants to come back to the United Kingdom, we're gonna start right now. Suddenly, Netflix releasing how badly Meghan Markle is doing. Ted Sarando's getting an OBE from King Charles himself. Well, not he didn't give it. He went to the British Embassy. King Charles doing a documentary with Idris Elba by
Mm-hmm.
Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not good. I mean, they're having all kind of money problems. They are Harry's trying to find his way back. Just a disaster. Everything has flopped that they've done except for that royal show that they did and Harry and Meghan. It's over. It is over. Do you hear
It's
me?
hard to say it's over.
Over.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing for this woman. And I mean, it must be, I can just imagine Megan. She must be seething that they leaked those numbers. But
Mm-hmm.
from what I heard, Netflix has to do because they have to have a strong case for not renewing their contract. So they
Mm-hmm.
want the public to know the comments that it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the second season will air now with this 383 rating? Because
No,
at the end of the day, Netflix is a business.
they're in the business of making money, and they could put another show in that time slot that's going to do much better. I don't foresee them airing it, but maybe there's some kind of clause in their contract that says that they have to because they've already shot it.
I don't think so. I think that Netflix is not stupid. They always have kind of like get out of jail kind of card clauses. So it's gonna
Yeah,
be very interesting because I did a live yesterday with Andrew and with Angela and Manuela, and he said that maybe they wanted Megan for the brand name recognition. But even with the name recognition, she debuted at 383 with massive PR. They even paid for Amazon.com paid for that massive thing
yeah,
on New York.
yeah, in Times Square. I think it was in Times Square.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and that is a lot of money. Can you imagine how much they had to spend for that?
Uh, I just want to say something because a lot of people think that Sarandos is banking on a divorce story. And if there is a divorce story, they will want to hear Harry's side. Because they will want to hear, I can guarantee, guys, prediction here. When this happens, I am sure Oprah will want to talk to Harry because he's the prince who gave it all up for this
Mm-hmm.
woman, you know, and left his family because he will need to build a case to be able to leave the California, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and and they will want to hear from the royal. They don't want to hear from Meghan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Meghan's lies.
Now, I just Googled how much it costs to advertise in Times Square.
How much? Oh
For
God.
their digital billboards, it's between five and $50,000 a day.
Oh,
A day. And static billboards can range from thirty to $60,000 for some locations. So
oh,
it's extremely expensive.
and even with that, they couldn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you know why? It's her reputation that has been that precedes her.
But Pat, okay, I'll ask you guys, and beautiful people. I want to thank all our subscribers for coming here, guys, and for being so nice and always contributing in a positive manner here and being respectful and engaging. But I wanted to ask you something. What does Megan have to bring to the table other than the fact that she's the Duchess of Sussex? She's not bright. She's not attractive. She's not talented. She's not a chef. She's not anything. I mean, she's boring. She literally is boring.
Mhm. Yeah.
You
What do
know?
you what were you going to say? What does she have to bring to the table for
Yeah.
what?
What do you think for that show that would make that show exciting?
Yeah. Well, I believe it has to be Kardashian style.
What do you mean?
You know how the Kardashians are like in their homes with the cameras and they just do what they do at home and the cameras follow
Hmm.
them. I think that's what they would have to do. They would have to allow the cameras in their home as a fly on the wall to watch what they do every day and to put in different things for story plots to, you know, kind of provoke certain things to happen. They would have to do that to be interesting to people. Like you can't just have a production of Megan cooking. You can't just have a production of Megan talking on a podcast to women business owners. That's boring. She would have to literally be talking about her life as a royal within a fly on the wall type scenario. That is what would be interesting.
Yeah, I am trying to see if I can get the Spotify thing without getting copyrighted, but I don't think you can. I think because I wanted to show here
Yeah,
the thing
script a
about
reality show. Exactly. Says
yes,
Martha.
but
Hmm.
what do they have to show? Okay, Megan, what?
Well, she could be at home cooking for her children. She could be at home with Harry talking about the royal family. And remember when we went to was something that they would go to as royals, church on Easter. Do you remember? Like talk about what happened when they were with the other royals. Just talk about Megan when she went with the queen on the train. Talk about your experiences, what it was like. I think
She
just
already said they're
anything.
colonialist 2.0, that they were horrible
Well,
to her.
well, hey, maybe she should have used a different way of explaining what happened because that
Uh,
way is just
you can't
it's too
unring a
final.
you can't unring a bell. By the way,
Oh,
Gwen Mendes thanks for
thank
sending me Dinah. Rachel can't do a reality show because she can't be real. She's always acting and being fake.
thank you, Gwen Mendez, for your super chat. I agree. She can't, but she can. So she needs to be authentic. And maybe if she were to try to do a reality show and try to be authentic, maybe she would learn how to be authentic because she's working on it actively. You
Hmm.
know?
You
Okay,
think?
let me try to be authentic. Where's the camera? She gonna try to be authentic. But I mean, it's one of those things you just don't know unless she does it. But
The thing is though, like, and then we have Oprah. We know that Megan, I mean, we've seen her Instagram, guys. I mean, I'll put it up for you guys, okay? We know
yeah.
that Megan loves to showcase those children, whatever children they may be, but she loves to showcase them, right?
Mhm.
You're telling me, and Pat and I were talking about this, because Megan is showing the 4th of July cupcake that Harry allegedly, right, in honor of Harry, right?
Mhm.
So this is supposed to be, I don't know who. I don't know who this is supposed to be, but clearly it's not because we saw her with her friend, right?
Mhm.
She talks about her second date was the 4th of July, 2016. And Harry, now all these years later, our two children are in on the tradition. There are no kids anywhere. She shows a picture of her and Harry.
A very old picture.
That's the second date picture.
Mhm.
And this is the fourth, that the one that she claims Harry brought for her, which is a lie, you know,
Mhm.
because if Harry had brought this, the palace would have made it and it wouldn't have been like this. And she was that day at the, what's it called, the horse races in London.
Ah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Ascot? Is that the
yes,
Ascot
yes.
thing?
She was wearing that black dress and she was there the entire day late. But it could be because, but the interesting part is, okay, you show these cupcakes and you're talking about your husband and two children, right?
Mhm.
The next picture should have been a picture of her and her two children,
Mhm.
even if they have to blur the faces of the two children, a current picture.
A
Like,
current picture.
this
That's
is like,
key.
this is how it started. This is how it's going. This
Right.
is us 5 years. How many years have they been married? 7 or 6? I can't even remember.
Uh-huh. 18.
2006, 7
7.
years. Yeah, 7 years, right? So, but where is the next picture of them now?
Yeah, there's no current photo of them now. No updated photo that's been released.
Yeah, and again, even in this video, you see two different girls. You see this little girl. Look how tiny this poor girl is. This is supposed to be Archie. Meghan Markle looking at the cat. Now this is a different girl, guys. This is a completely different girl with different long hair, even type of hair, you know?
Yeah, and she looks much older, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Now that's supposed to be Archie wearing winter clothing, whereas before, it's like, and but the little girl is wearing warm clothes, and Archie, look how tiny that little girl is, and why corn dogs? Now this is a different girl. This is a different girl. Look how bigger she is,
Yeah, she's big there.
and Archie, poor boy, wearing the same shoes that he wears in every picture. You see those black and thin shoes? Those are the very
Mhm.
same shoes he always wears in every picture.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hmm? Now,
Very interesting.
now I don't know what the hell happened with his foot here. Now this little girl is barefoot, and look at her hair is a mess.
She looks like she's ready for bed. I mean, that looks like pajamas.
No, but that's the same dress that she was wearing at the beginning, Pat.
Yeah, but it still looks like pajamas.
But barefoot. This this little boy looks like he's dressed for winter. Yeah, this little girl looks like she's dressed for summer and barefoot.
Yeah,
You know what
doesn't
I
make
mean?
sense. It doesn't make sense.
And then there she goes with Marcus and his new boyfriend, and Harry and
Mhm.
Meghan. And you see the little girl, she's going with those things. Why not dress her as a princess or something?
Yeah.
It's her day, and then this baby mama dances too embarrassed. Even I cringe at that. And then you have this poor little girl that's supposed to be her now. She looks like she's 2.5, barely walking, the hat barely covering, endangering that poor child,
Yeah.
you
And that
know.
very white crisp bee suit that never gets used.
And I mean, this girl, Pat, look how big this girl is.
That is a big child. So how does the girl that was walking in the bee towards the bee thing that she was doing in that picture, that does not compare.
Or even the one that's here in Disneyland.
Yeah,
Remember the
exactly.
Never
Yeah.
mind, this is supposed to be her her third or fourth or third birthday or fourth. How is this girl compared to that one?
Yeah. Right. It doesn't add up.
And this is a big girl. This girl could be that girl hanging on to her, you know. But the
Right.
little girl that they have with the pink shirt, So it's you know you know. I mean, what is she gonna show? I mean, what is she gonna show, Pat?
Right. So here's the thing. I think when you see that the social media doesn't align with what their circumstance is supposed to be, and Megan would definitely be posting these things that would tell the story of their relationship and their children, but she's picking pictures and so random that it doesn't even make sense what she's posting because nothing adds up. So that's how you know there's something going on behind the scenes. There's something wrong with the relationship.
I want. You know what? I'm gonna show you. I follow this guy called it's ah, the proper wise guy, right? And then
Okay.
our royal short stories, right? So I'm gonna show you this because oh no, that's not it. Sorry, right? I'm gonna show you. It's called the proper wise guy, and he's showing this video of he has this sound bite. But you have to be he's very clever how he does it because um okay here okay he's very clever about how he shows because if you show it too long they copyright you guys. So I'm going to show you
Mm-hmm.
his because he's a very cool guy and he doesn't mind, like showing, and he's very clever with that. So this is the proper wise guy video talking about Megan and Oprah, what they said. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Over to your pond. Hard on a whole nother tard level. Let's keep going. And he says, "Oh, sorry to bother you, but we have a duck problem here. Some baby ducks, a duck had come into their yard and had laid the eggs and had these ducks, like 8 other chicks." And he says, our pond is a stream. We don't have a pond. So can we bring the ducks over to your pond? And by the way, pretty a couple things you got to confirm here. That allegedly, nobody knows. But animals have that or not. He's just okay. On you with me? Instead of just letting me for H on E, be honest. I said, sure. But could you wait? Because Gail's grandkids were there. Kirby was there with her family. I said, wait until I can get the kids down to the pond to come to see you put the ducks in the pond. So he goes, no, we're coming right away. We're coming over. Okay. So keep this in mind. H over the pond. Harry pulls up and I say, no, the pond is that way. He opens the door. He goes, wait, I just thought she just said they had the kids waiting for the ducks to go to the pond, but he pulls up and she goes, no, the pond's that way. So why didn't she just go wait by the pond?
Yeah.
What? Which way? I go, pond is that way. And as he opens the door. So wait a minute. So let me just get this straight. Harry knows she has a pond. See how this all bullshit doesn't make sense? Harry knows she has a pond, but doesn't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or the mama duck flies out and he's got. Okay, so Harry, let me rewind this. This is such a great story, Harpo. I would love to. It would be terrible to get this trending. We need to see the video. And as he opens the door, the mama duck flies out, and he's okay. So let me get this straight. Harry and Meghan are there. The duck. I'm assuming they are driving a Range Rover.
I'm sorry, but he's really funny, and he put that ostrich with Megan. you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, first of all, what they did is breaking the law. They can remember, like, what do you mean? How does Harry know Oprah has a pond, but then he doesn't have a pond? Remember that I even posted this very early, as soon as the story came out. I said this is absolutely BS. This story never happened. It's so convoluted. Why do you think
Mm-hmm.
Oprah's coming out to lie like this?
Why is she trying to defend it? Why?
Why is she trying to make it sound like Harry was with Meghan on Easter when Meghan Markle? Why not show the egg? By the way, that driveway in Meghan Markle's thing, that has at San Isidro Ranch because it has a speed bump. And the speed bump, then it becomes gravel.
Okay.
And that's at San Isidro Ranch. And I'll show you this because there's a wall there too. That's not their thing. So they literally grab some poor ducks. And I mean, I do believe Mr. Markle when he says that that she's a danger to animals. You know, and animal cruelty. I still don't know how her dog got the legs broken. Never. I never.
Interesting. You really
Yeah.
think that about her?
Well, the story that they gave is that the dog ran away from the dog walker, and the dog appeared with two broken legs.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
That's Mega. Now here, I'll pause it here. You see, there's a speed bump here,
Ah, okay.
and then it changes to gravel. You see the
Okay.
wall here
Yeah.
at San Isidro. Right when you get to the top, you it turns to gravel with a speed bump to get you to lower the speed, and then you go around. There's like a little roundabout that you go and park cars.
Okay, so going straight ahead forward from like to
Yes.
Megan's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And don't forget that she was Jake Rosenberg posted stories of her being pictured by him during Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Those black and white pictures.
That we remember. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Interesting.
why is Oprah? Do you think? And it's not Megan who called her; it's Harry. What
Ah,
you see, because Harry called her, not Megan, and that he had to come out on Easter Saturday. It was a duck emergency, Pat.
that's crazy.
Ducks swim upstream. You would think that these it's like Niagara Falls, like it's just a little stream, and they do have
Yeah.
a little pond because at least the pictures that Skank has shown has pond.
Yeah.
Ducks know how to
Mm-hmm.
swim there. They had
Yeah.
to take it to and she has the video. Please release it. I
Yeah.
have Megan is a big name dropper. If this happened on Easter, why wait for Oprah to say? Do you think this woman would have not said it?
She would have talked about it when it happened, for sure.
She would have
So
shown
they're
pictures.
so give me your theory why you think they're doing this now.
Because I think that they do watch our videos, and I think that they do know that we know that Megan wasn't with. Megan would have posted herself pictures of herself hiding eggs with the kids, or the kids painting Easter eggs, or whatever. She posted those pictures of those whoever kids that were doing those green looking pancakes, or that poor little Lily girl that sounded scared. Whatever you say, mommy, they look
Mm-hmm.
beautiful, mommy. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You telling me that this woman for Easter would not have shown at least the kids running in the distance looking for the Easter eggs or whatever?
Mm-hmm. She most certainly would have done something like that for sure. Yeah.
What is your take on that, Pat?
Yeah, I think something is going to come out. Didn't you say like the wife of Jake
Oh
is
yeah, Jake
is
Rosenberg's wife is very unhappy because now Jake Rosenberg is full on liking all of Meghan Markle's posts.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That photo was very intimate of them, and they screwed it up, and it was a bed that was all ruffled. It was that weekend, and the shooting was done at San Isidro Ranch.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the wife at this time is not happy with him, right? And I think he is trying to get behind, maybe, or they're trying to get behind the story because it's going to come out that she's uh,
A home wreck.
maybe going to leave him, right? So they're trying to come up with an alibi as to what was actually going on. Let me just share my screen so you can. I just want to show
Hello,
the
George the
image.
Giant Slayer.
Hi, how you
Hi,
doing?
George. How are you?
Doing
There you
well.
go.
Thank you for having me on.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
We're so deeply honored to have you here. I mean, this is during Easter Saturday and Sunday because they were there.
Yes. So I think they're trying to have their story straight through Oprah as to Harry being there. right? While we know Meghan had taken this photo and was not with him, with Harry and the children. She was with Jake, but now they're trying to come up with the story to talk about how they were together via Oprah. That's what I think.
What do you think, George? Have you been following that story with the duckies? I mean, I want your input on the rating at 383, but let's finish the ducky one. What
I
do you
haven't
think Oprah
followed.
came out?
I haven't followed the ducky one. Can you bring me up to speed on it? I've
Okay,
been
Oprah
focusing
went
on.
on an interview on a Spotify thing,
Mhm.
and she said that Harry, during Easter Saturday, phoned her and said, "Oh, I have a duck emergency.
Oh,
You know, we have a duck and we have a stream, and we need our pond, and you know, you have a pond, so we need to bring you the ducks." And Oprah said, "Oh, I told him, can you wait because Gail's grandchildren are going to be here, so we need them to be here for the unveiling of this thing." He goes, "No, I have to come right away." And that when he came over there, he got out, and she says, "Where are you going? The pond is the other way." So how would he know she has a pond and not know where it is? Number
right.
one.
Mhm.
That's incredible. It's just more stories. I mean, everything we find out about him, it's the same way. When you start digging into it and you get through the smoke screen and the PR stunts and the masks, you find out that everything is basically a lie.
Yeah.
It's either showboating, gaslighting, virtue signaling, and there's nothing true. Again, because I haven't studied the story enough, and I'm glad you brought up. There's just so many things going on. I've been working on a video about the flood, like I told you, and I was just
Oh
about
yeah,
finished and then I was working on what's going on with the palace and this whole, we want to make peace BS. And then I saw the Netflix ratings. So I think the
Mm.
duck story is just, again, another one of those things by what you're explaining to me that doesn't add up. I mean, what do we find out every time that we get a story from Megan or from one of her friends, of course, especially a Chrissy Teigen or an Oprah Winfrey? We find out either that they're ignoring them, they're revealing a truth about them, or inadvertently they're chopping the legs from underneath them. That's how I
Hmm.
see it. I think y'all
Yeah.
might agree with that.
hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and it's Oprah talking. That's Prince Harry, not Meghan
Right.
Markle.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I have a funny feeling. I have a
Hmm.
funny feeling that most of the connections that they have, I think we could all agree. I think everyone in the chat could agree. None of them are with Meghan.
Yeah.
They're all
Hmm.
with Harry.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Seriously, come on. You think people opened up their doors to Meghan Markle?
No.
It's Prince Harry plus a harpy. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's my plus one. I don't think that Oprah Winfrey opened up her door for Meghan Markle. The only time she did that was so she could attack the crown and make a little bit of money doing it, which was disgusting with the interview. She didn't sit there and go, hey, this is my bestie. Let me go bring her on here and let me share her story so I can get out there, so I can empower women. She didn't do any of
Hmm.
that. Because where has she been this whole time? Where has Oprah Winfrey been? Do you see her by her side every time something comes out about Meghan? Do we hear about Oprah Winfrey standing up, or Beyonce, or Beyonce's mom, or any one of these friends? The only people who ever step up for Meghan, right, are either
Hmm.
people that she's paid, employees, not former employees, or a couple of friends that she had previously who are waiting to climb a ladder. And that's it.
Hmm.
Do
Yeah.
we find anyone genuine? The only one I will tell you that strikes me as odd, and I've always wanted to know what y'all's opinion was, is the wife of the president of Paramount Studios.
Yeah.
That I don't really get what's going on there.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think her name
know.
is Tracy, right?
Mhm.
Tracy,
Tracy
she's mixed
Robbins.
race. She's mixed race.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
don't
what do
get
you
it
make of
because
that?
I don't understand, because when I saw them at a couple of premieres, that one they looked kind of chummy, and that another one you had her body language was like, oh my God, here we go again. We got to hang out with these people. But then
Hmm.
you see her in that special, and I'm like, there's something there. I haven't quite put my finger on it, because I don't know if they're really happy to be friends with Meghan or know her acquaintance, or it's just a way to hang out with Prince Harry. Because after all, again, at the end of the day, when it all boils down to it, You have someone born into the royal family, and you have someone who bought a golden ticket into the royal family who's not really a royal. Because they've proven, Meghan has proven she has no nobility, no honor. She's no different than the guy that y'all were talking about in the beginning who betrayed his wife live
Exactly.
on camera.
That's not. What do you think that they would have made such a big deal if the guy trying to hide or anything? If they just,
You mean if he wasn't caught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, it feels to me like someone gave a heads up. That's just too coincidental. I want to see if he ends up being replaced and by who. That's just too coincidental. It feels like somebody knew that they were hooking up.
Interesting.
Come on, because corporate politics.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It is brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, they interviewed the girl who put the picture up of them with the Gamatron.
The video.
The video. And she said it was just by coincidence, but you never know. Maybe someone was in her ear to tell her.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I don't. Maybe I'm in some way, for all the hope and optimism I have in life, I am cynical especially when it comes to corporations, because the fact that I've met a few people from that walk of life, and they will chew up their own mother and father to move ahead. They don't care. They're just not that type of personality. They slide on the scale of more how CEOs, psychologists used to say that CEOs, like journalists, political leaders, have a certain psychopathy. They just have to be able to disconnect from their emotions in order to be able to achieve their goals and not have an emotional impact with and what happens to employees or to the public. Look at Johnson & Johnson's. You had Oh My God Media the other day did an undercover video where they were talking to a gentleman, again, from the company, who was saying that the baby powder, it's possibly carcinogenic, not because of the powder, but because of where they mine it, has heavy metals. And he said, well, how can this be? He goes, because the company doesn't give a shit about people. This is not your dad's or granddad's Johnson. They don't care what happens to people. They caught him on a recording. So I think, again, when I saw that video, I'm like, there's no way that this is an accident.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
What do you think of the 383 rating? Look what next W. She has a question for you. She says, George, lovely to see you. What do you think about the theory that Netflix and With Love Meghan are doing tax relief things like Batgirl?
Well, I could see that. I could see that, and that's a great point. Thank you for that, and it's lovely to see you too. Except for the fact that I believe that Meghan's attachment with Netflix does brand damage them more than any type of tax relief they could get. That's my personal opinion. I just do not see it's like when you have a company like that, it doesn't matter how big or how small, you have an image to them to maintain. Everything that you do shows your corporation's character. Do you want to be known as honest? Do you want to be known as bold? Do you want to be known as good for your word? Do you want to be known as quality? Or do you want to be known as we hang out with con artists? If this was just a one-shot deal, because studios do that all the time. Let's go take a look at a life of a serial killer. Cool. They put the series out. It's it. They don't do a 5-year deal with them. Let's hang out with serial killers. It's the same way with Gold Digger Inc. I think, and you can tell Harry and Meghan series started up here. 5 years later, with Love Meghan, we together have higher ratings than she does.
Yes, it's true.
I mean, that's why if I'm a shareholder of that company, I'm, someone who's high up from an institutional fund, a hedge fund, investment bank, I'm going to be like, fire these two now, yesterday, and put out a statement, because it's an embarrassment. Don't sell. Netflix is partnered with it. They don't have her products in their restaurants. They don't honor her with any recipes in their restaurants. The ratings they released, come on.
But why do you think they released it? Because before they had said that, then wasn't Ted Sarandos saying that Meghan Markle was such a rock star?
Yeah, he did say that.
But see, I think he's about to have how I'm going to put it politely. He's going to have he's going to face some tough questions from his board, because those statements either have come out due to a whisper campaign from Meghan and her PR team, or he said them. And the board is going to find out. And they're going to ask him, wait a minute. See, because last weekend, because they do it every, I think it's third quarter or second quarter, when they release all the numbers for their shows, the viewing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way we found out that Harry's Polo series was numbered 3,456. Like,
Wow, yeah.
that means he watched it and his buddy Nacho watched it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody watched it.
3,000. So you can tell. That's why when you put everything together like a puzzle and you put together, what does the picture paint from where they started to where they're at? That's why I don't buy any of this crap, pardon my language, for where when Meghan's like, we sold out in under an hour. Mm-hmm. This is a hit. Are you kidding me? You can't bring in enough people to where you're not embarrassed for a show. But you expect us to believe you have a big enough fan base to sell out? Yeah, if you got 5 products, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that she doesn't allow comments on her Instagram, someone who keeps going around in any interview or podcast saying, I'm all about the truth. Cool, you're all about the truth. Open up your comment section. Either A, you're afraid because they're bots, and people can tell when they're bots by the way they comment, and you also have to pay a higher price for bots that comment, or you're going to get the real scoop. Mm-hmm. You're going to see how people truly react.
Yeah.
So, this is what Ted Sarandos said, apparently. He said that Meghan Markle is being underestimated by members of the public for one reason. Netflix boss Ted Sarandos has recently said, since the launch of her cooking series in March, the Duchess of Sussex has certainly been talked about. Despite the series receiving a mixture of positive and negative reviews, the cooking show was quickly confirmed to have been renewed for a second season, with The Sun now reporting that a third series could be in the pipeline. This had yet to be confirmed by Netflix or Meghan herself. So, speaking recently, Netflix boss Sarandos said that the Duchess is underestimated in her influence she has, with people being fascinated with her. He said, I think Meghan is underestimated in terms of her influence on culture. People are fascinated with Meghan Markle.
You know what? If I was on that board, I would serve those words back to him and get him out of that job, because Ted Sarandos was brilliant in building Netflix, but for whatever reason, he has
lost
his name.
Yeah.
And in Hollywood, when you have a failure, a flop like that, we'll just look at Rachel Ziegler and Snow White. Those producers have been silenced. They're nowhere because they were attached to something, and they're like, you greenlit hiring this actress who wouldn't shut her mouth, who helped derail Snow White. So now you have Meghan, right? Okay, let's take it like what he says. She's underestimated, right? Cool. He's trying to say that she garners so much publicity, doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, that somehow positively impacts the numbers. Well, Netflix, their own numbers just proved that her negativity damages the brand. Mm-hmm. Why? Because it didn't do it. Otherwise, her show should be in the top 10, top 5. That's somebody that you back. Hey, look at this. We don't give a damn what she does, because she generates so much heat and controversy that it impacts it positively for us financially. But the truth is, it does the exact opposite. The only thing Meghan Markle brings is headlines, but they're not the type of headlines that translate into money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean.
Because I was surprised about that, because it says a source, that's Meghan to me.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. The relationship between Netflix and Meghan goes far deeper than many people realize. Well, what do you mean by that? Is that because Ted Sarandos won
maybe he got a little
OB from the king?
That, or maybe he wants a little cheeky. I don't know.
And then it says the source, Meghan, also said that the boss refers to Meghan as a rock star.
That's just laughable.
That's
just laughable.
Padina, you know what a rock star, again, a rock star is like love or happiness.
Yes.
The proof is in the pudding. You see it.
Yeah, yeah, you can't see that. She doesn't have that wide or global wide appeal of a rock star. You know, it's the complete opposite. So it's like you're saying something that we know is not true. It's completely not true.
Right.
But I mean, what the thing is that this is, and you know what? Yesterday, Theo, was funny because he asked he asked me and Manuela, Paula, as a woman, because he's a guy. When Megan dresses herself up and looks like all wrinkled with those sack of potatoes, like when she went to the Talk 100 or whenever she goes to places, do you really think she doesn't have a mirror and she thinks that she looks good? I mean, I
Mm,
will ask you this, guys, because in my opinion, I think she does. I mean, for example, you know how Princess Catherine looks so beautiful in a dress, but then she dresses for her body type, right?
Correct.
yeah, yeah, she
So
does.
I can guarantee you, a woman like Jennifer Lopez wears the same dress without being properly tailored, and it will not look like that because
Right.
that's a different body type.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think Megan dresses for what she envies. She looks at other people and go, "Oh, that looks great on them, and they are at this station in life or this." I think she looks at Princess Catherine half the time and goes, "She wore it, I'm going to wear it," but doesn't understand how to carry it.
Yeah.
That
yes,
makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I think she dresses and lives through the lens of greed and envy. That's how I
Mhm.
believe.
Mhm.
that
I
is
have
such
to
a good
agree.
point. Oh my God, that is such a good point because, Manuel and I came to the conclusion that you look at a dress and, oh, that looks beautiful, but then she puts it on and she thinks she looks the same. And I even thought she might have body amorphia,
Yeah.
dysmorphia, because you can't see yourself, you don't perceive your body in a certain way, but you can.
Mhm.
This is the only woman I've known to wear a $20,000 or $90,000 dress and make it look like a cheap blanket.
Yeah, I think a lot of times she's wearing clothes that look much better on someone with height, and she just doesn't wear clothing
Excuse me.
that
She said
way.
she was a white Caucasian supermodel, Pat. What are you talking about?
This woman has dysmorphia, our body dysmorphia, because it just does not look good. I can think of a couple of instances. The one was when the Time 100, and then the other was when she went to, I think it was Ascot, where she had the white hat on and that blue and white dress. It looked so sloppy on her. It did not look well. I mean, it just was hanging to the ground, and she was drowning in that dress. It was so inappropriate.
What about Invictus Germany with those shorts marching in
Oh
front of the
God.
Oh,
veterans?
yeah. Yes, and those sandals. Yeah, yeah. No.
No,
Mm-mm.
that was my favorite one is the Teletubby one, the one in New York where she wore that black suit and
Oh,
she looked like
yeah.
the Teletubbies.
The
You guys remember
Teletubbies.
the red
Yes.
Teletubbies?
Or the Hertz, or which one was the one where they had the paparazzi Death Race 2000 in New York, where they claimed that they were trying to, they were chasing
Oh, that was the
them.
yellow dress, the
The one
card.
that looked like the Hertz commercial
Her
because they were walking in front
commercial.
of a
Yeah,
Hertz. With the,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's just
Okay. I mean, the lies. But this story with Oprah, it reminded me very much like the story when she wrote that op-ed about, I was talking to Pidina about her dropping to the floor while she was singing a lullaby to Archie and a sock fell to the ground and she felt
Mhm.
the pain and the tears and they buried the fetus in a tree that they're never going to, which is illegal, by the way, in California. Don't do it.
yeah,
It's like, and you
illegal
worked
everywhere.
I mean, you
Yeah.
worked, and by the way, Georgia has worked in the medical
Yeah,
field.
that's not allowed anywhere. And no, but that see again, it's stories like that. Thank you, bless you, Paula, for bringing it up. It's stories like that prove when people, when you get these Sussex squatties when they start attacking you, you're like, you make up lies about them. You don't know them. You don't live with them. It's like I don't have to live with them. All I have to do is look at their actions and their own words.
Yeah.
Nowhere on this planet, unless there's a couple of countries that I don't know about, that would allow you to take a miscarriage out of a hospital. It
Yeah.
breaks it violates multiple biological laws about what you do with what they consider to be biological matter. You
Yeah.
can't it doesn't matter if you're a prince, it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen
Yeah.
because they're going to be investigated.
Yeah.
So that's a lie. It's
Yeah.
a
But
blatant lie.
you can also lose, the hospital can actually lose the medical license to practice for a few months and be penalized because that's considered medical waste if
Yeah.
it's below 20 weeks. This is the one that you were talking about. Just listen. This is.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Guys, I need some space. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Did
Just want to
did
point out that guy could have been a shooter. The guy on this side here could have been a shooter, guys.
yeah.
Hmm.
And he somehow caused traffic jams with walking, and the other guy, Paparazzi, was on a bicycle, but they chased them on
Hmm.
bicycles, high speed chase through New York.
Yep.
And I'll send you this, George. So because I think that this is the backgrid one, because you can see the police. They try to play it as though the police was following them, but actually you can see that the taxi goes one way and the police turns a different way. Because this is so embarrassing. Even now, me watching this, it's so embarrassing, guys. And here inside of a taxi, what if that guy, instead of holding a camera, was holding a gun?
Yeah, just like George said, it doesn't make sense. The lack of security awareness, like they should have been more aware that that could have been a threat. Doesn't make sense. Gwen Mendez has a super sticker, or
Oh,
super chat. Thank you, Gwen. She's saying, why is Oprah all of a sudden talking about Harry and Meghan again? That's the question. Be in the past years, question. She's been avoiding them. Yeah, I kind of thought about that too. Thank you so much, Gwen. Why is she talking about them, and why is she trying to give them an out for?
but it's
Uh,
Harry. It's Harry. She's talking that it's Prince Harry
okay, so
who
she's
owned her.
supporting Harry in this moment. She's trying to help Harry
Well,
with his
he's done
alibi.
the me you can't see with Prince Harry is not the me you can't see with Meghan.
Yeah, okay, so she has more of a tie in the relationship with Harry.
Absolutely. I think everyone has a Padina. I think
Mm-hmm.
just from the outside, who gets invited to, whether it's for donations or pay for play, who gets invited to more of the quote unquote award shows? Yeah,
It
Harry.
Thank you, Lizzie
I
B.
yeah, I bet you most of those invitations go to him. It's just because, again, in Hollywood, actors and actresses claw their way to the top. We no longer live in the age. A lot of people have misconstrued that we're still in the time where you get 250,000 dreamers who go every year to Hollywood looking to become a star. That doesn't happen because it's too high of a price to live in LA, to live in California. So the people who are out there, whether they have backing or whether they have 2 or 3 jobs, they are working and busting their ass to get where they're going. So when they get there, you think they're going to be respecting some D-list actress from years ago who hooked a prince, turned him into a frog, and then has decided to try to break into Hollywood through the back
Yeah,
door? They just
yeah,
don't, and they don't trust them, either of them.
yeah, yeah. Everybody's leery of everybody because everybody knows people are out there trying to get their piece of the pie. So, it's highly competitive, very suspect to other people. And yeah, you got to work hard. You got to be liked. I think you got to pay the price. And people don't respect people that don't do that. And why should they? I mean, if you worked hard, you expect someone else to work hard to get what they deserve because they worked hard for it. And Megan certainly has not worked hard for anything. I think maybe when she was younger, she did, try, but she got a lot of breaks from people that gave her the shortcuts. And that's just, I think, the facts of everything that I've seen. Um, yeah, I just think people just don't respect how she's gone about doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Padina. Love your brain. It's just like Paula, y'all always get right to the point. How many people, not forget even put Meghan Markle aside,
Mhm.
how many
Hmm.
times do have we heard over the years when you have even the child of a star or celebrity who gets a role, the first thing people do is go, oh, Nepo baby. Somebody opened the door for them. They don't have the same level of respect. That's why they always later try to carve out their own path to go, look, I really have earned this.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, you have to almost prove that you deserve to have it. Otherwise, you're going to get flack for it because, it's just not right to the people that have had to work very hard and who are just as talented, but they don't have the connection, and Megan is just, I don't know, someone that wanted to get all these connections. That's why she invited all of Hollywood to her wedding because she wanted the shortcut. She wanted the way to the top via her connections and not by doing the hard work and sticking it out. Like she could have just kept going after suits and, honing her craft and trying to make her mark as a real actor. But she wanted to get people that she knew to help bring her to the top. And that's why marrying a prince, inviting Hollywood to the wedding was her way of getting there via the shortcut.
And
That's
you
what she
saw
did.
Oprah. You saw what Oprah, because I'll send you the article, Pat, because you can, and you too, George. Because Oprah was surprised where she was sat at in the wedding, because she was looking at the back pews, like all the way back. And then when she
Hmm.
was brought in, she couldn't believe that she was sitting where she was sitting. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we're sitting so close in front of the queen."
You're right.
She was even she was shocked. She didn't think she was going to
Yeah.
be that up close. But I mean,
Hmm.
I want to ask you, George and P. Dinah, because we haven't talked the secret Harry Peace Summit. Now, what is really interesting to me is that when the palace wants to do something quietly, so the distance between the balconies, because this is the balcony, people don't appreciate it. I'm going to try and get you the picture of the outside of where they were sitting. It's almost
Hmm.
100 and some plus meters away from this. So, and this guy was the king's communications officer, is the one who suggested going outside for 10 minutes. I mean, unless he had an eye or the pap was shouting and screaming, look at us, how would
Hmm.
they have known that it's there? And when they want to do things discreetly, they have the communication officer from England. They could have communicated it very quietly, and then he communicates it to Meredith. Why bring Meredith? Why do this so publicly?
Yeah.
One day after the story explodes, that Harry has to disclose whether or not he paid witnesses. What do you guys think?
Mm.
I haven't been able to put my finger on it. I'll let Padina go.
Yeah. So we know that Harry, the story right before this story came out, it came out that Harry had to disclose if he paid for the witnesses for his court case. And then all of a sudden, this story comes out to distract people from that story to say that there's peace talks. Now, keep in mind, these peace talks, I think, took place a week prior. We're hearing about it later. So to me, it definitely sounds very suspect that they were trying to knock off the story about Harry having to pay for witnesses off the headlines and distract with these sudden peace talks. And then it looks very suspect that we're hearing about these secret peace talks. So there are some finaglings, I think, happening with the royal family in protection and cover up for Harry. Harry is getting these high profile courtiers supporting him because the king is sympathetic to his son and wants to have a relationship with him again. And they're clearly trying to help him, just like when he went to Angola and he was welcomed by those from the British embassy to support Harry being there, talking about landmines. Like there was a reception held for him. He got what, $600,000 for it. So clearly we can see that the king is behind helping Harry and to help with his PR because it is not good for him. And they're clearly trying to help him find his way back to royalty.
I agree with that. I agree
Mm-hmm.
completely. And I think that's what bothers me the most. Again, King Charles is proving that he's father first, monarch
Mm-hmm.
second. That's not how you lead a nation. I wasn't born into royalty, but I understand what leadership is. Leadership in any position, whether it's a company or a country, I've said it before, who you represent comes first. That's the sacrifice to be in that position. If he was not willing to do that, he should have stepped aside so
let
Prince
William.
William can be king, because he obviously cannot separate. And the fact is no matter how much he wants to fix his bond and his troubled relationship with Harry, which again, you can't trust the Megans for 5 seconds. Because even if it goes well for, let's say, a week, a month, at some point, character is destiny. Your past tells you what's going to happen. You know that at some point it's going to break because it's who they are. They go in, they use people, then they leave. They're going to share everything. You think that Prince William is going to allow this to happen? I have a hard time believing he's going to be, you can go in and mend your relationship. No, because he doesn't know the damage. How would they hang out at, let's say, a royal family dinner? King Charles, the Queen, Harry, Meghan. You think Prince William and Princess Catherine are going to be there? Like, there's no way I can see how this works without it being a disaster from day one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Prince doesn't show up, right? The only reason I thought, could be wrong, tell me what you think, is unless the king's diagnosis has gotten worse and he only has a short time and he wants to patch things up before he goes. That's what I thought.
But that leaves a hot potato for William, because you see, this is the problem. He doesn't have just one child. He has two. And the other one has been supporting him, doing his duty. So to me, that is a disservice that they're doing to William, creating, Queen Margaret of Denmark, she removed the titles for her grandkids, and everything. It was because she, before she abdicated in favor of her son, to leave a clean slate. But this is very like a bitch move. I'm sorry, because this was done behind his back. This doesn't, it's like, what are you talking about, William? I mean, the Princess Catherine was with cancer. The vile attacks on her kids by the Sussex Squad, which, by the way, Meghan has never come out and addressed and said, don't attack them. We should be better, right? I understand you support me. Never once. She is the one who said that Catherine was the royal racist, because, of course, that Omid bitch went on and leaked it in the Netherlands, that Charles, and I mean, how much more harm does it need to be done? By the way, this picture I'm showing is actually the path that Harry was recreating for Angola. And it does a huge disservice because this was all fake and it's an embarrassment. But I mean, I think that he doesn't even think of William. And I think that I read a very good article where it said that that was a way for Charles to send a message to William that he is king.
Bad move from King. Bad move from King Charles.
He has two kids. He has two kids. If you have two kids and one of your kids, because let's face it, without William's support, Charles' reign would be different.
Absolutely. And the very fact is it doesn't matter really what the king wants at this point. It doesn't, because it's kind of like the last couple of years of a presidency in the United States. When the president can no longer run for office, they're called lame duck. It doesn't matter how much you work. Congress, depending what party you're on, they're kind of like, you're out of here. We're looking to the next election. Most people are looking ahead. So the king taking this position can only damage Prince William, and I think he's just going to, by everything that we see, I think he's going to dig his feet in. There was an article, I couldn't believe it. I think it was Monday or Tuesday, from the Daily Mail. If you look at it, Paula, some putz of a reporter constantly puts out these positive pieces. I think her name is Annie something. Annie. She puts out these positive pieces about Meghan. She basically said, here is the fact why King Charles needs to repair the relationship
let me see if I can find it.
with Harry, and Prince William needs to support it, because otherwise it's going to damage his crown. And she made this whole example that a divided monarchy leads to a destroyed monarchy. I don't view Harry as a royal anymore. I don't. He left. He's attacked it. He wants nothing to do with it except to use it for the title so he can turn that into cash. So I don't view him as a royal. I view Prince William, Princess Catherine, They're royals. They're looking to the future. So yeah, if you read the article, it's going to piss you off.
Oh God. Who is it from? Is which
Let me tell you, it's.
Oh,
I
there's
think
one there. There's one in Cosmopolitan that's even worse. The one in Cosmopolitan, it says that Prince William is preventing King Charles, allegedly, preventing King Charles from mending rift with Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll
Isn't that
tell you.
something?
That's nasty.
Well, I think King Charles is also feeling a lot of guilt for, I think, things in his past, and he's trying to make up for it with Harry. But hey, that's where your leadership has to kick in, and you can't try to atone for your past sins to help your son. You got to help the country. You got to be for the country.
Yeah, but what
You
is
know?
it that he doesn't get about that, Padina?
I
What
don't
is it he
know.
does not understand? That he is the king. King
Right.
first, father second. That's not being cold. That's reality, because that means you are father to a nation for everybody, for the children, for your citizens.
Yeah.
That
That's
means your family suffers. We've seen this throughout history. Great
yeah.
kings, their family life sucked because
Mhm.
you have to make choices that benefit your people first. I'm looking for
Exactly.
that article.
And also benefiting William because he's next to reign. His
You can
leadership
share
is
there.
to be there to help him. Yeah.
You can share it. You just have to click share. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to see George's reaction to this. MP Dan. I think I did a video about this. This is about a book that Angela Levin wrote in 2005. And with Max Clifford, who was a disgraced agent, but he was an agent for absolutely famous people: Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, and everybody. I mean, and you're going to see the reviews on the book. And one of the top comments is from Piers Morgan saying that this guy knows all the dirt on everybody. And I just want to share this and see what you guys think. Now, keep in mind, I never wrote the book.
Listen, it's been a pleasure meeting.
I never wrote the book. I
Mhm.
am just sharing because this book was written, and what gives it credibility is the author. Okay, so I'm
Okay.
gonna mute and I'm gonna play, and let me know what you.
Listen, it's been a pleasure meeting you and talking to you about this new book. It's in your stores now. It's called Max Clifford, Read All About It. There is one final question I've got to ask you about, which has been bugging me for weeks and seeing you on every TV show and in the papers, that I don't really see any reaction to, that to me sounds astounding. You write in the book regarding James Hewitt that he was in a relationship around the time, correct me if I'm wrong, that Diana had Prince Harry.
Or before she had Prince Harry. Yeah, I mean, what we put in the book is, and Angela Levin, who obviously co-wrote the book with this interview James at length, James came to me years before people were aware of his relationship with Diana and asked me to keep quiet about the fact it had gone on a lot longer than people realised. So we brought it all out. James said I could bring it out. And the fact that they actually had a personal relationship, if I can put it like that, going back a couple of years or so before Harry was born. So that's what comes out in the book. We're not claiming anything at all. We're just saying this is the reality. There's been a lot of, there's been nothing like the reaction from that particular part that I thought. There's been tremendous reaction to some of the Sinatra stuff, some of the Brando stories, some of the other things I brought out around my own life and what went on. But there's actually been very little reaction to that. And like yourself, I was quite surprised.
When I read it, I was staggered. I mean, I think people can infer what we're saying because we can't say it. But I was gobsmacked when I read that there wasn't more fuss, because particularly the Larry Kings in America, I'm surprised didn't pick up on that and do a huge 2-hour special, because they love that kind of thing.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, James was asked to...
What was the rest? Didn't we hear the rest of it? Or?
No, they just started talking about that, James, because what happened, and I'm going to give you a preview, and then I will show the links there. In 1994, James Hewitt, January 1st, 1994, James Hewitt wrote the book, or it was published, Princess Diana, Princess in Love. In 1994, January 1st, the biography of Charles also was published. In both of them, they say Charles admits that he was unfaithful to Diana, but that in 1986. That's when Charles is in his autobiography, approved by Dimbleby. And both books come out on the 1st of January 1994. One saying I was her lover from 1986, and the other one is Charles, I wasn't faithful when the marriage broke down from 1986. Now,
Mm.
later in years, Angela Levin was given an in unprecedented access to write a biography about Prince Harry, communications with Harry, with all their close. I mean, you know that because she wrote that book, and she's known as Prince Harry's biographer. In 2018, I believe she published a book. But this is never talked about, and people think that I wrote the book. This is Angela Levin's book. You can see here, Max Clifford, Angela Levin, still for sale on Amazon, guys. And look at Piers Morgan. Max knows more secrets of the rich and famous than anyone in the world. Piers Morgan. And this is written by Angela Levin. This is what gives it credibility. Max Clifford died disgraced in jail for sexual stuff, But it doesn't take away because Angela Levin sat with James Hewitt, interviewed him extensively. Apparently, he showed her pictures, and Angela Levin knew in 2005 what it would mean for her to write those words. What do you guys make of that?
So you think that that's his real dad?
No, I'm just saying that the only saving grace that people have completely said, no, James Hewitt cannot be Harry's father because they met in 1986.
Gotcha.
But then when you have Angela Levin being the author, she literally, because Max Clifford was just an agent, so she was the author. She signed off on it. She interviewed people. She did her research. And as far as I know, Angela Levin is a very credible. Her credentials are impeccable. And she knows. You know what you George, are you telling me that you would not know what that would mean when you put that in paper in a book?
Yeah, of course. You have liability. You've got to go through it, check it with lawyer. Yeah, yeah, that's.
But do you know that she didn't mean the implications of what she was writing? That's my question.
Well, yeah, she knew what happened. I mean, why has she not talked about it since? I mean, has she recently spoken about it?
No, she did the book. She was given the autobiography, the rights to interview Harry extensively, conversations with Prince Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Years later. And she owns up to the book. And what Max Clifford said is that the palace told every interviewer not to ask the question until he got to Alex Belfield. And Alex Belfield said, you know what? Why hasn't anybody asked you this? I mean, you can watch the entire, I will leave the link because it's a very extensive interview. And he goes on and says, well, nobody wanted to even bring it up.
The question about Harry being
that part of the book, because that part would be explosive.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Michelle Hollins, for your super sticker. Thank
What
you,
do you make of
dear.
that? What do you make of that?
I think it's, sometimes you're compromised. Isn't that how it is? I think sometimes, or you just want to cover it up and not really ruffle the waters or feathers,
She
however
wrote
they
it.
say it.
She wrote it. The book's still for sale.
Yeah. Huh.
It has never been pulled by what I understand.
No, I pulled it because I did a video when I started my channel because I read it. And I followed Alex Belfield. So when, when I was reading, it's like, what? I'm like, what? Angela Levin? I'm like, no, it's got to be a fake. Because you know what I thought? Oh, Max Clifford ended up in jail. So I'm sure that guy's just a BS. It's like, how can he mix Angela Levin and all of this?
Right.
And Lord behold, I go and I look, and it is her, and it is, and it is, and she wrote it. And that's what gives it credibility, not Max Clifford, because you know what it means to put up your name in something like that.
Yeah. Well, people need to get the story straight about not knowing Hewitt until Harry was 3 years old or something. Like, that's just not the truth. We can clearly see that, right? So the story is that she knew
she was never sued.
James before. Never sued. Yep, that
Never
says it
sued.
all. So clearly the truth is starting to slowly trickle out.
But I don't know. I'm not saying that Hewitt is Harry's father, but
And I
what
didn't
I'm
say that
saying,
either. I'm saying the truth of when she knew James Hewitt.
yeah, but it does. And this is what they say. Alex Belfi says we know what the implications. So what basically destroying the timeline means, because actually, what's his name? James Hewitt in 1994 published that he had met Princess Diana in 1986, but then in
Mm.
2000, but he thought, and Max Clifford advised him against it. Max Clifford said, "Don't do it. Don't publish it. You're going to be called right." And James Hewitt told him that he would be protected. And both books, Prince Charles' biography, where he admits he cheated when his marriage fell apart in 1986, and Hewitt saying that he was unfaithful with Princess Diana from 1986.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's no such thing as coincidence in my book. I think it was a
No.
targeted thing to tarnish Diana's reputation, but it
I
backfired.
agree. I would agree with that, but I still would never understood how. Isn't that the time period where the whole tampon scandal came out?
Yeah, afterwards.
I never could understand why Queen Elizabeth, God bless her soul, why she didn't just skip King Charles and skip Prince Charles and go to William. I mean, just that whole debacle, and listening to the audio, and it just goes to the man's mind, and it's not one you want as king.
No, it is, and it's kind of like because he does talk about in the book, and Angela Levin wrote an article, which, by the way, you can, in September 12th, 2005, you can find, I showed it in my video. I'll send you the link for the article that she wrote, because she writes excerpts of the book, that James Hewitt admits that when he met Princess Diana was in 1981, when she first came to see Prince Charles playing polo, right? And she was just a shy 19-year-old girl, and of course she met him because there's tons of pictures of Hewitt playing with Charles, in polo. And then he said that they kind of struck a friendship, but that she actually wanted him to be a friend because he was in the crowd with Charles, and she wanted him to spy on Charles and tell him about Camilla. And he did tell her, yeah, he is with Camilla still. So she would cry, and that after, and so he would come openly to Kensington because they were friends. And he said that he could clearly see that she was deeply in love with Charles, like she was completely idolized, and she didn't understand why he didn't love her back, because
Right.
I felt very sorry for her. I felt very sorry for her because he was off in Nana Land with other ho-ho.
No, and the thing is that, yeah,
he was.
And you had what you just said, you had a 19-year-old girl who was madly in love.
Yeah. No, but Hewitt says that, and Hewitt says in the book, that's a question that Diana, like any woman, would say, "I am prettier than she is," it's like he's talking, it's like, and then that he didn't know how to answer that. Is it because like, I know I'm prettier than she is, and that but that after she had William, that Charles completely lost interest in her, and she was really entered into a depression. And he would come, and one day they were crying. She was crying, like she really didn't, because he had to tell her, "Yes, I just came and we spent the weekend with Camilla and Charles, and they were together." And she was just crying. This is like William was like 3.5 months old. And this is when he said that she just completely lost it. She was crying, and he just held her, and one thing led to another, and that's how things got started.
Bada bing.
Wow.
And Angela Levin wrote all about it in the book. I mean, she goes into great detail. She really sat down and interviewed. It's not a small chapter, guys. It's lengthy because it goes into great detail.
I'm gonna have to read that.
I'm gonna have to read it too. So, do you have the book?
I can send it to you. Yeah, I can send it to both of you. You can download it in Kindle or whatever the hell you want to.
Can you please do that? Send it to me. I need to take a good read of that.
He writes about a lot of stuff about Marlon Brando.
I love Brando.
And Frank
what did he
Sinatra.
say about Marlon Brando?
Oh, he was not. I mean, all the boys and everything. I mean, he really did the secrets.
Wait, what?
Oh, tell me. I've idolized him since I was a kid. I loved On the Waterfront, Godfather, everything. The Streetcar Named. I
Stella,
love
Stella.
Stella
Oh, the
because
book is online. The book is online and for sale, and apparently it's gotten a resurgence after I showcased it. But it's I'll send you the book because I have it downloaded, so you guys can just download it or watch it on
Yeah, you
PDF.
yeah.
best be sending that as soon as
But
this
you're
live is
you're
over.
gonna hate Marlon Brando after that. Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I
Oh
love
no. As
Brandon.
long as it's not, well, I'm not going to say who I like because
Well,
people
no,
are
the thing is that he doesn't say that he was a PDF, but he did say that he was very sexually voracious.
a lot of Hollywood
No,
is.
but I
Yeah,
mean, he
but
was
with women,
super.
right? Not with.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, don't do it. Marlon Brando. When I was younger and I was in theaters,
George.
I
He
had
was
posters of him
fluid.
everywhere when I
He
was a
was
kid.
fluid. He was fluid. But he had a, and he yeah, he talks about all. I mean, and Judy Garland. This. Oh, she was not a very nice person, Judy Garland. I was very disappointed because I really liked her. Total.
Don't tell me Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra, because Frank was like the man.
Yeah, yeah. Read the book. I
Oh.
mean, he doesn't paint them as monsters. He just report. The way that Angela
Doesn't paint his man's monsters, just
No,
like they
no.
did monster
You
shit.
can tell that Angela is a very good author because she doesn't come out as critical. It's very factual. Boom, 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 boom. Names, dates, and this and that. Is not. Oh, he was so skanky and he did this and blah blah blah. No, 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 no. But he does praise Sinatra a lot. He said, but he talks about. Oh, Claudia Salas has been mean to you, George. Brandon was about him.
He was back then like the man's man, like him and
Just
John
like John
Well,
Wayne and
Wayne.
because
Clark
they all
Gable. And
were.
But don't
Yeah.
forget Rock Hudson and John Wayne.
no, John Wayne is
John Wayne?
fine. John
Yes.
Wayne,
No.
no, I won't. No
No.
way. No, John
Paula,
Wayne.
you better stop your
I have
lying,
every
girl.
John Wayne movie. No.
You
John
better
Wayne was
stop
the
it
man.
right now, girl. I ain't. Mm-mm.
Next, you're going to tell me Clint Eastwood, another one of my
No, no, no.
favorites.
Clint Eastwood is good. We're good there. We're good there. But I
Ah,
mean,
Let- So
yeah.
Mitzi, thank you, Mitzi Network TV1 has sent a super chat. Thank you, darling. Thank you,
Oh
darling.
yes, thank you, thank you. Yes.
She
But
says, any more news over Archie's real mother? Have the Channel 5 Meghan Markle Duchess for sale on my YouTube channel.
no, they don't talk about
So did they talk anything about? They didn't mention that in that
that. They don't
documentary,
touch
though.
the children at all.
They don't, not at all. No. So there's no information about that. But just like what's coming out about these old time golden era Hollywood people, at some point the truth will come out about Megan and the surrogacy as well, the alleged surrogacy. It always ends up coming to light, if not now, years from now. Because then it's less close to the real time, but later. So
well, the kids will release it, Padina, eventually, if it's true. It's just inevitable. Like I'm still fascinated by the fact that they are involved in no schooling, as far as we can tell.
No, they're not school anywhere. And not only that, the neighbors have never seen Harry nor Meghan. Barely see them. Even the next door neighbor, this famous guy who was a broadcaster or retired sportsman, says he's never seen them.
Well, yeah, that's again my point. Not one paparazzi has snapped a pic of the kids being driven to a school or to a game, or soccer, football, anything, nothing, anywhere. I mean, even if they blurred out their picture and go, "Hey, that's Megan in the car or Harry in the car with kids," nothing.
Or at that fruit stand. Remember that Megan said that she had them get the fruit at the fruit stand and stuff like that. I mean, everything is really, really shady, in my humble opinion. And I mean, what's so sad about this is that I am a monarchist. I am Canadian, and the monarchy is only as good as its trustworthiness, transparency, and it's like the wonderful work that Prince William did during the week when the Macrons were there gets undone the following week because that meeting happened while William was receiving Macron with Catherine. I mean, how much traitorous can you be? You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. It's also very telling that I have something I got to share with you. I'm just looking for it real
Yeah.
quick. This picture, because hold on.
Just share it. I'll share.
It's very telling the the damage that Prince William is going to have to clean up after this.
If Charles doesn't
Oh,
do it, if Charles doesn't
Well,
clean it up, it's
I
gonna
don't think
be.
he will.
You don't
I
think?
just
yeah.
I don't think Charles is going to clean it up. If he brings them back into the fold for an hour, a day, a week, it's going to be disaster. Imagine this: King Charles comes through with some reconciliation, somehow drags Prince William into going along with it in silence, which from everything I've seen about his character, I don't see him or Princess Catherine doing it unless they were convinced it's somehow good for the monarchy. Okay, so let's say it goes along. Imagine now when Harry and Meghan arrive in the UK, what kind of reception you think they're going to get from the people
Mm,
when they are literally at the bottom of every list?
yeah.
Do you think people are going to be waving flags and throwing flowers or booing? You think
They're
that's why
yeah.
they think of the damage that does. The king's son is getting booed with his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then there's resentment probably towards the king for allowing
There you
him
go.
to come back. Yeah. And then that's damage to the throne, and the people are can just really go against the king in a very big way. I think I've heard a lot of people say that if he were to bring Harry back, they would turn against the king.
But I just don't. It's a bad decision any way you take it. You bring him back after the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth nations, the 2.9 billion citizens of the Commonwealth nations, have all been subjected to the Megans attacking the royal family, abusing the royal family, using the royal family, using their titles, using their positions, monetizing them. You're going to
Mhm.
have the king, bring him back. All of a sudden, everything Harry does is now attached exactly as you said it to the king. That's why I
Mhm.
don't see how Prince William could allow it, because it's jeopardizing him. You already have so many people who are saying, Republic, Republic, down with the monarchy. That will drive it much quicker.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just
Yeah,
will.
it makes me sad. It makes
It
me sad
does.
because like he, instead of putting so much energy in instead of putting, oh my god.
Oh, that was a picture from the crown. It's July 4th versus Bastille Day. Can you figure out who's who?
Yeah, I can see Melania and I can see Brigitte. Brigitte. Do you think he's a man?
No, I don't. But it's
You don't?
no, I don't.
I
I don't
do. I
think
do. I do.
you
I,
really
I
do.
am.
I
I
don't.
really do. I really do. I mean,
I
I've listened not to Candace Owens, but to Mark Broussard, the guy who actually he's the one with behind the research with other people who were actually the way this got started was because they were so pro Brigitte. They wanted to do like a proper documentary, like highlighting her life. And that's how this whole thing got started. And the two reporters just won the lawsuit against her or him or
it looks like a man. I will say that.
you
But
know.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
it's it makes me sad because I do love the monarchy, and I wish the monarchy would go back to its grandeur. It's
Queen Elizabeth time. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, with like when people the monarchy, people want to look up to something.
It's supposed to be aspirational. It's
It's
supposed to lift
Mhm.
you up. That's the point. That's why the Harry and Meghan drama, the
Mhm.
usury, the sheet drags it down.
Yeah.
It makes it it's not ordinary, but it makes it dirty. It dirties it up, and it needs to
Mm.
shine. That's why I love, again, Prince William and Princess Catherine. They shine. You can
Yeah.
tell, no matter what, we may not live with them, we may not know them, we may not sit there and talk to them, but you can tell real love and real passion because it shines through from them. Whenever they're
Yeah.
interacting with people, it's not an act. You cannot act 24/7.
Mhm. Yeah, it is authentic with them. And with Harry and Megan especially, we know that that's just someone trying to get her global fame off of the back of the monarchy, and that's not attractive at all. And that's just very, for a lot of people, just disgusting. And we don't want to look at someone like Harry, with that kind of, how do you call like a woman that's
Bitch.
a, Paula.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What is that? Sorry.
Just a user, just it's just
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. An opportunist.
an opportunist,
Gold digger.
gold
Gold
digger.
digger. Yeah.
Yes,
But you
That's why I
see,
call him gold. That's why I call her Gold Digger Inc.
gold
yeah.
digger ink. Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah,
the thing is with the Queen Elizabeth, it's like everybody respected her. She was so tiny. Everybody was. She just had her deep blue eyes, and it's like, is that supposed to be there?
right.
And it's
Yeah,
like, and I always go back to that story when the pipe. And she loved be walking up with those pipe things that are from
yeah,
Scotland, and she had heard that they were shutting down the pipe school, whatever you call bagpipe
bagpipes. Yep.
school. And she hosted this reception, right? You're supposed to celebrate something, and the director of the military who was in charge of that school came. She invited him specifically, and she just came around and she goes, is it true that there are plans to shut down the back? No, surely there are no plans of shutting down the bagpipe school. And the guy, this is in an article. He goes, he panicked. It's like, what school? Is there a school? Are we shutting it down? And he said that. He said, of course not, ma'am. Of course not. And then he said that he excused himself and he went and rang whoever it was. And it's like, are we shutting down the bagpipe? You put a stop to that right now,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's the queen, and I mean, and William and Catherine, they resemble that because they're a family unit with family values.
Yeah.
And I really do feel that that's very much needed. People, whatever you may say of Queen Elizabeth, even if Prince Philip had a wandering eye, they still haven't proven the mistress.
Right.
At least he didn't bring her home. But she could throw the biggest cannons at other people's homes because her was a fortress. This is a woman who, to me, you can tell that I'm a big Queen person. And this is the thing with William, he really takes after his grandmother and grandfather.
Yeah, and I think King Charles is jealous of him, to be blunt.
yeah, yep.
I think he is, because he has none of the strength, none of the character,
And he looks like Diana.
and none of the
Yes,
courage. Yeah.
he's Diana's son.
Yeah, that's for sure. And he kicked Camilla's sister and son out of the Duchy of Cornwall when he became the Duke of Cornwall. That's the first thing he did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but anyways, thanks for joining us, George. Thanks so much for taking time to join P Dine on Saturday.
always love you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here.
I love you so much.
And at some point, George will be on my channel on one
I
of my
will.
Thursday
I can't
lives.
believe, Pat. I
will.
can't believe you, Pat. You have to get yourself organized, woman.
Hey, look, I'm traveling right now. I'm traveling. I'm in Europe. What can I say?
Oh, look at that. How fancy. But thank you very much. Please go subscribe to George. I will leave the monologues, the woke monologue. Some people are asking if you're going to do a tour.
I want to do one once it goes bigger so it can fund it. Yeah, I do want to do one.
But you can do it with pre-sale tickets. You can pre-sale tickets, and we will all publish it. I will follow it, and I will promote the hell out of it.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
YouTubers. You can do pre-sale tickets, and you can do it in Texas.
I never thought of that. I wanted to do it in the UK too.
Yeah, but you can also do it in the UK. You can also do it in the UK. That'd be great. But yes, because people are asking if you're gonna.
I am planning on it at some point. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tour my bedroom, Claudia? Go to sleep. You've been hitting on poor George there,
You get a lot of women hitting on you, George. I think you do.
Are you kidding?
A gentleman never speaks about this.
Okay.
He's blushing. Oh my God. They're calling you Mr. Big.
Okay. Yeah, from the show Sex in the City, right?
Yes,
Mr. Big.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, guys, for watching. Please go support George and the Woke Monologues. I will leave the video at the end of the live so you can just go click it and watch it. Show your support and love. Also, please donate to P. Dinah's charity. She's not Meghan Markle. She's not stealing your money, allegedly.
No.
And she does the charity taxes on time. So thank you very much all for joining
Yes.
us, guys.
And for your super stickers and chats, thank you to everybody. We love you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.